Here we have a Centurion 1 match on steps. This was solo pubbed obviously during a triple crew experience event. I was trying to get 6 cents on this crew and I managed to achieve that. They're now up to 50% on their second skill. As you can see, I got some decent players on my team. The enemy team is assorted bads. During one of my earlier videos, before the changes that were made to this map, I espoused the theory that the hold down positions at J3 and C8 would stop being anywhere near as useful because of the way the terrain had changed. Having had a lot more experience now on the map since the changes, I'm going to have to go back on that. J3 I'm not sure about. I haven't really gone there much lately. I've been playing out in the east a lot more now that the south side has a hold down position there, but C8 is definitely still viable. It's just not quite as overpowered. As you can see, I'll still have quite a decent amount of time to fire at tanks as I cross the gap where I'm pre-aiming, although obviously in the previous version I would have had shots all the way across. So here's a Comet. I'm rather slow in picking him up and then jerk my shot at the last minute. I'm not sure what was going on there. I think I was having a drink or something. Either way, he gets across undamaged and manages to spot me. The enemy do have a tier 8 SPG, so I don't want to sit still for too long. However, the bulk of the enemy team is spotted on the west side of the map or in their base. And there's just a pair of tier 7s out here. One of them does have a large gun, the other one has very high DPM, but I'm confident. And I know I've got some hold down positions here. So first of all, I track the Comet on the corner. He drops repair or has repair skill or something and gets away just in time. And then the Stuart email peeps over the hill and hits me. He's using the 105mm gun, not the 128, which is good news for me. Bad news is I've had to drop my repair kit already. I now have support. The IS-8 has come up with me and the Indian is in mid. So I roll up behind the Comet, screen to the front, and the Stuart email has taken a huge hit, so he now wants to hide. And with the help of the IS-8, we finish off this Comet here. He must have had a broken rack and a dead load or something there. He should have been pouring shots into me. The Stuart email gets greedy and pays for it. So now we've got quite a veritable wall of tanks in from E1 through F3. I'm not sure quite what's going on there, but it seems to be working. And for the meantime, forces in the east, myself included, have gotten through. We also have an ISU coming straight down the middle, apparently unnoticed. So the 1S eats a shell, and you can see me trying to position better here, so I actually have better gun depression. The Centurion does have some of the best gun depression in the game, and I believe the best gun depression over tier 7 at 10 degrees. Cent 7.1 has the same gun depression as does 4202, but even 10 degrees of gun depression sometimes isn't quite enough. So on steep slopes you need to negotiate your way around. I take a snapshot here at the 4043 as he tries to run. He's finished off by the IS-8, and now the Rheinmetall is trying to back into the middle trench to get away. It's not going to work though, because I got plenty of hit points to play with, and our team has actually cleaned up in the west as well as the east. We also have an Indian on Overwatch covering mid, so even if he was to get away from me, he would eventually get hit. I don't quite do enough there to kill him, so I put my front end to use. 53 tons versus what, I don't know, 20, 25 tons max? I'm not sure how much those things weigh. The enemy Leopard prototype doesn't have a fire extinguisher and pays for it. He's going to take a snapshot at the 1390 with auto aim, but of course he disappeared and I shot the dirt. Second shot I decided to manually aim just to avoid risking that happening again. JT88 shows me his front. I'm not really going to be able to pen his uppercase mate at this distance. Maybe if I switch to gold, which I don't really see the point in doing, I'd much rather just push on the E75 here and help out R&D and Hunter. One thing I do know though is that the 20-pounder will actually punch it through the uppercase mate at the third and at close range with AP. So I begin carouseling the E75, but our team actually just pile onto cap, and so with about just shy of 3k damage done and 4 kills, the game is over. Not a bad match, played pretty smoothly. Steps is probably one of the least painful maps in the game. It usually plays quite well, especially when I'm in my medium tanks and I'm in the east. Unless the entire enemy team heads there or the rest of my team just melt horribly, usually it's a fairly pleasant experience. Honestly, Steps, Windstorm, I think the new one's called. Yeah, Windstorm, I'm pretty sure. Himmelsdorf and Ansk, and probably Ruinberg as well, I think are the best maps in the game.